Welcome to the Homesteading for Beginners podcast. This is Mona Weathers, your host. I hope you're ready for some really good episodes that are coming up. For the next 10 episodes, I am going to be doing a series on homestead income. These will be solo episodes where I'll be teaching you some really important things about getting started with generating income from your homestead. Even if you have a homestead income source, like I've taught before, it's really important to have the 3 streams. So this group is dedicated to helping you create 3 streams, at least 3 streams of homestead income that will allow you to be more sustainable and profitable and just have more stability. We already have had some really great speakers in there. We've had 2 speakers, Jessica White from White Willow Farm, Ohio, and Pork Rind, which if you don't know Pork Rind, he has been at HOA, Homesteading of America conferences. He's taught at a number of different conferences. So if you're not familiar with him, you need to go watch that. Join the group and go watch that. He spoke on pigs, of course. So go ahead and join. The link is in the show notes, but you can also search Facebook for Homestead Income Plan Group. Another thing I have exciting coming is the Cultivating Cash Flow Challenge, which this will be something that could change your life, really. I mean, literally could change your life, especially if you haven't gotten started with any sort of income source. This will be the time where you can discover what type of business you should start with and the first steps to going towards that and finding out if that is a legitimate business idea and how to keep costs low as possible. So this Cultivating Cash Flow Challenge will be in Facebook as well. It's a different group, but there will be live streams available on YouTube. Like I said before, it is completely free, but you will learn about opportunities I have coming up for you, which I'm very excited about to share with you as well, but I'll share more about that in the future. The Cultivating Cash Flow Challenge starts August 18th, so be sure to register for that and you'll get the links to the group and all of the information that you need on that. So be sure to register. Links will be in the show notes, or you can go to homesteadincomeplan.com/cash flow. So let's get right into the episode for today. It is about income goal setting, homestead income goal setting, and where you're supposed to start with that. So let's get to it. So today we're talking about why it's important to have an income goal in mind when starting your 3 homestead income streams. And why not just have a goal, like a generic goal, like to increase my income? And why do you have to have a dollar amount? I really think it's important to have a dollar amount in mind when you're goal setting, but we're going to talk about planning and why it's important to have a plan first. So that's what this podcast episode is about. This is a video cast episode. And so if you're listening to this on my actual podcast, my Homesteading for Beginners podcast, you can watch this on the video as well. So you can go to Homestead Income YouTube channel to find it there. So recently I posted in the Homestead Income Plan Facebook group, which you can join at any time. You can just go ahead and search that in Facebook and find it. I asked the group members to answer one or more of the following sentence I'm going to share that describes them best. So here I will share those questions I asked them. I said, so one of the questions is, this is a poll that they got to vote on, which describes them best. So I'm currently a business owner looking for more ways to generate income. There's 28% of the answers went to that one. I have a business idea, but I'm looking to learn how to get started. That was another 28% voted on that one. And then the next one is, I don't have any ideas, but I'm hoping to figure out an idea with the help of this group. So that was 21% of the members who did this poll answered. And then this is the one that kind of surprised me. And it was also a 21%. I struggle with believing I can generate a homestead income. So I understand this struggle, and I understand where a lot of you are coming from when if you feel this way, that you kind of doubt that this is a possibility. And I understand where you're coming from, and that's what this episode will hopefully help you to feel more confident by having a plan. And so these are some of the thoughts that these homesteaders have. I don't know if you have these same thoughts about your financial goals. Maybe you have some of the same doubts, but that's what we're going to talk about. Trying to get you out of the doubt mode and into the planning mode. Planning is such an important part of accomplishing goals. You can wish all day long, but without a plan, nothing really happens. So I'm going to offer you some thoughts on planning before we continue on. I'm going to offer you some thoughts. So here are some quotes that I found about planning on, Google or something. So here's one. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Now, I just said, you can wish all day, but if you don't have a plan, there's not much is going to happen in a way of making that goal become anything. And then there's, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. So a lot of times people, and you may be one of these people, that you don't want to plan because you're afraid of it failing. That's the time when we pivot. That's the time when we change direction, but it doesn't mean you have to give up on the goal. An hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. I am learning this the hard way. I have always been a planner, but it's really hard for me to do the things that are boring. So I've learned how to do the things that are boring to help my flow be better in the future, to help the rest of my work flow really well. Planning is a skill. Here's the other one. Planning is a skill and an art which takes a lifetime to master. I just said I struggle with some of the things, and it's true. It's like we still have to keep learning and pivoting and getting better at our planning, and to make things more seamless and not seem like they're hard all the time, So those are some quotes that I thought I'd offer you to help you understand why it is so important to have this planning mindset and to have a plan in place. So a well thought out plan makes, the workflow, your workday so much easier. And it's really for me, it's the one thing that has allowed me to do more as a solopreneur. Like right now, I am doing 99% of the work by myself. So I have a podcast, I have two YouTube channels. Well, this would be, I guess, kind of like the second podcast, I guess. I don't know. I'm very much into hitting many pins with one bowling ball. That's the analogy I've been using lately. So I'm trying to hit a number of areas with just one piece of content. So that's what I'm doing right now, right here. But it's, the planning process is what makes this possible. And so I, have been taking time to plan ahead so that the content that I'm giving you, the information that I'm giving you, will help you learn more and faster and better, so that you can not have to struggle so much in your homesteading journey. So how specific do we need to get when we are planning? If we're talking about, something that's kind of intangible and less specific, I don't think there's a one answer for that. That could mean a few things for different people. So like if we're talking about happiness or peace, that is kind of like an intangible. It's not a solid thing. It could mean something different for different people. So in that case, you don't have to be specific. I don't feel like you have to be specific when you're planning. But when we're talking about an income, a dollar amount, yes, be specific. So if your dollar amount, let's say, needs to be, I need to make $1,000 a month. You can focus your business building efforts where they need to go, knowing that you need $1,000 a month. You can get that $1,000 a month from one source that you're just really working hard in, or you can have it in multiple areas where that $1,000 a month is created through multiple areas. So think about this analogy, okay? Think about this analogy. Here, I have another screen share for you on this analogy. And if you're not watching it, I will read it. If you're not watching the video, I will read it to you. Okay, so think about a magnifying glass and how once you steady the magnifying glass and it's concentrated the sun's rays to one single leaf, like we're picturing a magnifying glass on a leaf, the entire pile of leaves will burst into flames. So this illustrates that the power of focus. This illustrates the power of focus, realizing that we are like the magnifying glass. We can channel the energy we receive from the world around us onto a specific leaf. Now, I feel like what possibly I did not understand about focus until the last few years is that the energy doesn't have to come from you. You don't have to have all of the energy to make that leaf burst into flames. It's the things around you. It's the things around you. So here, let me explain what I mean by that. Okay, let me give you the example. Another example. When you let's say you bought a car and you all of a sudden, we've all done this. You buy a new car. It's your new model. All of a sudden, you see all of these models of the car that you bought everywhere. They're everywhere, right? So those vehicles were there before you purchased your car. You just didn't see them. You didn't see them until you purchased your car, and then you recognize that there are other ones around you. So it's like you're drawing the energy around you of things will align. So you'll notice that opportunities come up. You'll notice that people start talking about things related to the thing that you're trying, the business that you're trying to build. You'll notice things, and that's where the energy can be drawn from, not just you trying to create all the energy for your focus to be on. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense, because it's such a powerful thing when you get it, that you don't have to be the one that creates the energy. You draw from what's around you. So you will only notice that when you're super focused. Like you're focused. Yes, you're focused on the thing, but all the opportunities start coming to you because of that focus. It's like with the car. You don't notice the things until you're super focused on the car, that model of car that you have. You don't notice that other people have them until you have it yourself. So those are some of the thoughts I have for you on being super focused. So if you have a goal of making a certain amount of money with your homestead, think about that specific dollar and get super focused and be aware of what's around you that is now starting to draw towards you, because you now have made this goal. So another thing that we can talk about with the homesteading income plan is let's just hash out some of the things that happen when you have a plan. Okay. When you have a homestead income plan, or any income plan, but when you have a homestead income plan, it can create more financial stability, because you know the direction that you're going in. You can manage debt. Let's say you have more debt, the more income you make, the more you can pay off your debt. You can save for retirement. You can have flexibility if there's emergencies. I talk about this all the time. As much as you have an income plan, you need to have a savings plan as well for those emergencies. And then there's investing opportunities. Obviously, if you have more money, you can invest and then hopefully generate more money from your investments. And then the legacy of having, your children and your grandchildren benefit from all of the hard work and planning that you've done. So here's an action plan for you today. Take a sheet of paper right now, if you can. If you're listening to this, do this in the future, or if you can write it in your notes, but it really needs to be somewhere where you can see it every day. Take a sheet of paper and write down your monthly homestead income goal. Write it down, just the number. You can put it, doesn't have to be where other people see it, just as long as you can see it. I want you to leave that there and look at it every day for a few weeks at least and see what kind of opportunities come to you, whether they're ideas or they're actually money opportunities. Just start aligning yourself with your goal and then see what comes because of that, okay? So that is my action plan for you today. And if you get an idea, if you get a homestead income idea, I'd love it for you to go to homesteadingomeplan.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. This should be on the on the desktop or mobile. Scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see a little message box. I want you to message me your idea and get that out there. Get someone else knowing about your homestead income idea. And if you want feedback, you can ask me in there as well. That's just my personal message place where people can message me directly. I was thinking about using social media, but I know there's a lot of people who don't love to be stuck to social media, and I am with you on that. So if you really just need some feedback on your ideas, you can go there. You can also join the Homestead Income Plan Facebook group, which is completely free, and we have trainings. You can learn from other people as well as myself. As a longtime homesteader, I understand what keeps you up at night. Can I afford to start a homestead? Will my spouse ever be able to work from the homestead full time? What if a tree falls and destroys the barn we just built? I'm worried I won't have enough money to pay for the new fencing. How are we going to be able to pay for all the vet fees? Will we ever be able to take a vacation? These are thoughts that enter our minds, and it's difficult to keep moving forward because it's hard to see a way out. I'm here to offer you hope. And the best way to get out of this feeling of despair is to have a plan and to focus on that plan. And the way we start planning is by having brainstorming sessions. The Cultivating Cash Flow Challenge is how you will discover ideas for your 3 homestead income stream strategy, and this will be the beginning of your cash flow strategy. If you are ready to take steps to start or improve your homestead income plan in 2024, you need to start now. I will show you how to take effective and sustainable action steps toward your financial goals. This 5-day event is free within a private Facebook group and a private YouTube event. The event officially starts on August 18th, so visit homesteadingomeplan.com/cash flow to register.